Hello and welcome back to Empire Total War, the American Civil War mod which we're running. This is going to be part 2 of my campaign. Last we left off, we'd recently conquered pretty much all of Mexico because they declared war on us, and yeah, well, we just crushed them because we're the Confederate States of America and we're the grey people who like being mean. They have one place left and we can actually see it, and they have no army there, so it should be an easy case of just killing this guy, then marching a proportion of the army down to take out that final stronghold. Then we've defeated the Mexicans. Obviously the main worry for us is the north. We've got a rather large amount of enemy forces gathering on the opposite side of the border, so they do tend to be kind of garrisoning their troops. However, situating around Richmond, there's a definite increase in enemy movement. So, I clicked move and immediately got attacked by an overwhelming number of enemies. So I'm going to retreat. So we've garrisoned Richmond. That's how I got out of there. That's fair enough. I kind of want to move, sort of blocking so they can't raid the farm. There's nothing I can do for now. The one thing I'm going to do is go ahead and take out this army. So I'm going to take my cavalry and we're going to go ahead and kill that general. But we're going to auto-resolve it because, yes, because we should. In any case, it's time to... How bad are they? Where do I click to get the information up? There we go. Minus 16, is that bad? Angry. How about if we exempt them from tax? We should probably... It's going to be a while until they... Yeah, it's going to be a while until they fix that. So if we exempt them from tax for a wee while, leave the army in, they shouldn't rebel. End turn time. So the Union, what are you going to throw at us? You're going to maneuver around my main army, that's frustrating. However, you've left your capital completely free. Capturing Washington should be fun. United Provinces, give Georgia. No. That's not going to happen. Workers on strike in New Spain. Well, of course they are, because they're just a bunch of idiots. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to take this lot with that cavalry unit, and we're going to march them... Actually, not that cavalry unit. We're going to march them down towards the next enemy place. And I guess we can start upgrading some of these buildings within... Oh, there's a lot of silver. Wow, there's 2 silver mines in Mexico. And some farms. Yes, obviously building these buildings is taking plenty of the resources. But I am gaining more money now. Are you still angry at me? Not quite as bad. It should just go down per turn from now on. So I guess we'll just have to deal with it. Right, American Civil War. That's the chronicle here. There you go. Newport emerges in Georgetown. That's nice. And a bunch of buildings built. Right, we need to get this army up and to the forefront. So I'm actually tempted to go and attack Washington to see what happens there. So it brings in all of them. Look at that, they've got 3 generals there in one army. Yeah, they would win, I think, if I attacked that. So let's go ahead and continue the siege. No, because that just means they'll attack me. Let's just bring you back over here. No? Okay, cool. Right. These fellows are all kind of in the same place. I wonder if I could just capture Frankfurt immediately with this army, because that would give me this territory here. I mean, they'd immediately start raiding my settlements, but there's not much. I could do that. Why not? Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, they're immediately being sieged, so let's just leave that be. It brings in those armies, so that's fine. I think for the rest of it we're okay, so in turn once more. We don't really have the funds. I want to recruit a few more units for that main army. I think I'm just going to recruit 3 more line units this turn, but our funds just aren't particularly impressive. Somehow we need to beat this huge horde. Oh dear, we've been attacked. Or we could attack, but that would bring in all of the enemies. One by one, but I mean, you know what, I'm actually tempted to do this. Because that's reinforcing, so they're going to come in one after the other, after the other, after the other. So if I got there, I mean the first army is quite big. We could just take them on one by one and deal with a lot of these guys at the same time. You know what, that's going to be it, we're going to do that. And if we lose, we lose. And once again, it's going to be a very short campaign. Yes, loading screens aren't fun. I will probably take out loading screens next episode, but till then I'm going to need to deal with it for now, just because of the editing process I go through. But there is a way of pausing. Is it? I don't know. Right, so look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the Confederate main army. Don't they look dashing? Right, in any case, we have a bunch of enemy forces going to be spawning in there. It's nice, flat, very nice flat open area. So to begin with, I'm just going to get all of this kind of just out the way, really. There we go. Right, so first things first, artillery pieces, all 3 of you. Let's get you lined up nicely, like so. Let's get you limbered up, control 1. So that's going to be a wonderful beating, which we're going to be able to give the enemy. I mean, look at this, all the way into there, that zone, all the way to the front. You know what, I'm actually going to move these guys up, so we can get the whole of there. Look at that, all of that in range. Right, now for the infantry. Who are you? There's the cavalry. So my infantry line is actually much, much smaller, so what we're going to have to do with them is just try and be very, very careful with what we do with them. I mean, that's as long as it gets, so think about probably having to deal with... Yes. Oh well. I will have to move them up once it's begun, so that can be control 2. But then after that, we've got our general, who's going to sit right in the center. Obviously, if you're just tuning in now and you haven't been here for the last episode, the important thing to note is that I have massively increased the unit size, which you can see with these cavalry units here. Normally it's 160 per kind of unit, but I've made it kind of 480 for line infantry, so it's 160 up to about 480, so that's, yeah, it looks a lot better, it's a little more realistic. So, you guys, you're on normal round shots. In which case I just need to control my cavalry and get them to run. We're going to get them to take this hill over here, so let's get them over here. Let's get my infantry to form up. I guess we'll form them up. Oh, up there. There we go, so that's my line moving up. And immediately, as you can see, my artillery starts completely and utterly destroying this first Union line. So this is the original attackers, and this is the only unit they had. So this per 1 battalion of Union soldiers is unfortunately, while still on the other side of the forest, not going to last very much. I mean, look at that, 540 men for their regular troops. If you look at mine, 480 for one of my regular infantry troops. So they definitely outnumber us. In any case, my artillery will continue firing, so... Oh, not quite hitting. But yes, artillery is definitely the mainstay of this war anyway. 1 unit is not going to last very long against my whole line. And as you can see, my infantry have started opening fire, so you're going to see some rifle bullets. Put it this way, this 1 battalion is not going to last long against my entire line. What on earth is going on? I'm being attacked by general units. Oh dear, where have these come from? Wow, they're everywhere. I was paying far too much attention to just one thing. Right, so they've appeared behind me, but it looks like there's not too much behind me. In any case, what I'm going to have to do is take this unit and get them straight away and just charge this artillery piece. Because there's nothing much I'll be able to do against that. Then you guys can charge these artillery pieces to take them off the field. You lot can swing round to face off the rest of the enemies coming from over here. You lot, I want to go this way. You're done, so let's go ahead and send you that way as well. Let's take you out. My cavalry unit up here is probably going to struggle against all that infantry, so I'm actually going to break them away. Because this is a big chance I had to take out a lot of the enemy, and it's going to be difficult. So these guys should fairly nicely take out this infantry unit. This cavalry unit I've sent over this way, but I want to actually attack the cannons, not the infantry line. So I'm actually going to get them to go to here, and then from there attack the line. In any case, what's going on now? There's still 2 cavalry units here. And I'm actually going to turn these guys around, I think. Get my general unit involved. Let's get you involved in those cannons. I think... Come on, let's rout this lot. Combatant losing, yes, of course they are. Go on, let's get you involved. My artillery should be doing quite nicely. They're routing, that's okay. Let's keep you by the cavalry to guard them. But in any case, this line definitely needs to change. You need to be facing this way. Well, the rest of this line obviously will need to move up to probably about here. Have you taken them out? Yes, you have. So what we can do, they're shattered with hardly any men left, is bring this line over and get them to be the joining force. And once this line is done, we'll get them to start flanking. How's my cavalry doing? You taking them out? Very good. Let's get you to do the same over here. Dragoons. What I'm going to try and do is attack them with this cavalry unit, full on charge. And hopefully these two will be able to help out. Oh wow, they didn't quite get there. Alright, we'll have to use all 3 of these units to attack this 1 dragoon unit then. Because it doesn't look like they're actually winning that. However, this unit will be doing rather well. Oh dear, apart from dragoons have come up to attack. In which case we want to get them away from there. Somehow. Get them away from there. Away from the enemy cavalry if we can, because that's, well, we have taken out a large proportion of their units. It's just, oh, we're being charged. I think we're doing okay. How's this unit doing? Rather well. They're routing, that's good. In which case, let's bring up this unit to get them in line. That cavalry unit is in a lot of trouble. We need to get them out of there. How are my other cavalry units doing? Let's get you actually over here so we can hit them in the rear. Obviously my cavalry is probably not going to last, but there's nothing much I can do. I'm actually going to reform this line like so. And I'm actually going to get my artillery to limber up. Although, I think they should... No, we're going to limber them up and reface them that way. Where's that unit? It should be coming back. Come on, let's get you in position. Like that. For the most part, I think we've been very successful in our engagement. Let's just get you to halt, shall we? There we go. What on earth do you think you're doing? You complete and utter idiots. You need to start engaging the enemy. So they've routed one of my cavalry units. And another one. I think I'm actually going to just ignore them and bring this cavalry unit back to guard against other cavalry units which they could bring in to fight against me. Just to guard against their cavalry attacks, because that means all of my cavalry have been routed now. Just get you out of there. Right, artillery. Let's get you like so. I obviously have a cavalry charge in the frontier. But if they're charging... Oh, no, those are my cavalry units. That's okay. But these guys are just running along the front of my Confederate lines, so the three ranks should just start continuing to fire normally. So they should just take a lot of them out with the rather nice volley fire they've got going on. I am worrying though, at this stage in the battlefield things really aren't going particularly well my way. I'm just going to charge that unit in the back. Will you hurry up? Hurry up. We just need to get those firing. My cavalry has successfully hit these guys in the rear. And not losing quite as fast as I'd want. They're winning now. So what I'm actually going to do is get this cavalry unit to run all the way through. Oh, they've routed my infantry on the far left here. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to be able to do. You guys, let's get you to unlimber. And you guys, let's get you to unlimber. So what I'm actually going to have to do is get this cavalry unit to group up here, and then probably have to get them to dismount actually. In which case my line is just too spread out and we're starting to rout. I think I'm probably going to lose this fight looking at things now. Will you hurry up and start firing again? Right, get off the horse. Sizz. Right, off you pop. You guys, you're back in play, so let's get you along as well, like so. Come on, off you pop. And get the artillery starting to fire again. Do some damage to the enemies. There's not much we can hope for, just apart from a continued battle. I just think we just bit off more than we could chew, really. My Confederate troops having to try and take on the whole might of the whole of the Union forces. The centre's been holding very well. They've I think the centre is my strongest point. They've driven back so many of the enemy armies. You can see the different lines grouping up here, but so many of the Union troops have been destroyed. My artillery will be doing a lot of damage to them now. And if you look at this lot, that's going to be brutal. Oh, and we're back. Cool, we've got another regiment of foot, which I apparently completely forgotten about. Let's get you lot to stand over here and try and hold against all the folks that are coming up from their flank. So, that was another unit would have been lovely. Very much appreciated if they'd stayed. Right, so they're gone, very much so. This unit will be going soon too. They've been charged by Zouaves, so they probably won't last very long against these guys who carried kind of Bowie knives and things. They're very, very good in close combat. So that unit's going to be broken, although they're... I mean, look at these guys, they're fighting to the last man. How about you? You're doing well, firing into the melee. We've got some Iron Brigade coming up, so the Iron Brigade is going to do some pretty horrible damage to my main line. These guys are doing well. And the new troops... we need to block this unit off here, so actually I'm just going to get you to form here. Form up there. Be the final defense against the cannon, for the cannon. So as you can see, there's a hell of a lot of Union troops here, so I'm actually going to get you to attack this main line here. Not entirely sure how I would think about winning this, but I don't think it's going to happen. And my general has been killed, unfortunately, so that happened. Have you, either of you, come back? No. What about you? Have you come back? Nope, you're gone. In which case, my general is now dead, so let's send him on a fantastic charge up to, well, I don't know, right into the middle of these guys. You lot, you gonna start firing at any point? Oh, hello, no, charge the cavalry. Stop the cavalry from destroying my army. I have a very limited number of forces left. Right, in which case, it's time for this troop to do the final kind of face, so he's facing the whole arc. Right, time to fire at this grouping. No, this grouping. No, this grouping here. I could just I'm gonna get them to withdraw to see if I can save any of them. So my cannon is gonna be saved, so I'm gonna get these guys to hold to the very last man. Why are you facing the wrong way? I hate that. Total war glitch. Come on, hurry up. Take them all on. Fire the rifles. Right, one. Withdraw. Get out of there. Run. All these guys fire. I mean, this is the Confederate troops running, fleeing from across the whole field, unfortunately, including the general. So it's literally just this unit here holding off. There's one battalion left. Oh dear. What a nasty a nasty defeat to begin with. Oh, we've actually lost a couple cannon. That's interesting. We lost yeah. In any case, oh, that's me routing across the board. So that's the end of the fight. The Union army has managed to be complete and victorious in this battle. Although it's nice that they've ceased firing. Letting the rest of my army kind of retreat. Assault on Washington, or was it defend? Yeah, it was a defense. Results in a defeat. So we lost 4 to 115, and they lost Just the numbers we're playing with pretty much identical, so that's not bad at all. We actually killed more than they killed, so I obviously... Actually, no, wait, no, we lost less than they did. There we go. They killed more than us, but they lost... Yeah, cool, so we did much better. That army is going to cost a lot to repair, so what I'm going to do is stick them in Richmond and probably just get them to repair. So, that is not a promising beginning. Confederate defeat. Let's chuck you in here. Oh dear, look at the money disappear. 6,000 down to nothing. And that didn't even repair all of the units. Whew. Not cheap. Right. Over here though. Wholly different story. Let's send some cavalry up to meet you. No, it's not going to work. Never mind. Will you hurry up and stop be rebelling? Yeah, it's just going to be one turn. Is that actually going to increase it by much? Really isn't going to be increasing it very much. Alright, we need the money, so we're going to leave it there because we have an army there anyway. So, nothing we can do. End turn and hope for the best. Maybe we can get some good relations going. Please. A trade agreement would be fantastic. Why not? What about what happens if we give you a payment of 18 over the next 20 turns? Yeah. It'd be lovely to be able to actually fight against the Union. I mean, I could try and push forward with the rest of my armies along the border. It's just, I think that they'll have armies situation across the whole of their border. They just must have a better... Rebellion in New Spain. Oh, fantastic. That's a tiny little army, so let's just go ahead and crush them. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to fight that, sorry. Victory, and we'll bring the army back in. What does that do? +3 to repression. I'm tempted to just get that, but I just don't have the funds at the moment. So up here, let's go ahead and repair the rest of that army. There we go, and that still has money left. So what have we lost? We've lost 1 cavalry unit, but I'm going to recruit some more infantry, so we've got all the cannons we need. We have 3 cavalry units, so I'm going to recruit 1 cavalry unit and a bunch of infantry. There we go. Sorted. There you go. So, things are not looking particularly good for me, but at the same time they're not looking quite like the end of the world. I mean, if we look at the forces concentrated over here, the Union army's definitely got a wee bit of an advantage. So we're going to have to deal with that at some point. But for the most part, we seem to be doing okay. I mean, they've not taken anything from us. And we did lose less than they did, but not very much. I don't like that they're coming into our territory. That's obviously a raid that they're trying to do there. But because they're so spread out, if I attack one of those units, all of them will come in, just like they did last time. Oh, sorry, I skipped the chronicle, I didn't mean to. Okay, so, you lot, you should have recruited almost. Okay, that's cool. In which case, one more regiment of... Let's get some volunteers as Zouaves. I think we're going to get Zouaves, because really accuracy and range is... Yeah, Zouaves are just better, basically. Right. What about... construction now. Now that we can, we should build some more industry-based buildings. Water-powered cloth mill. How much will that give me? 600. That's not bad at all. 70 bales of cotton. This trade really isn't doing too much for me. I'm going to go ahead and get that water-powered cloth mill. That's going to give me a lot of money. Not too worried about that. Farm gives me money, so let's get that. What else can I build? You're quite close to the border though, so I'm going to leave you. I'm going to build elsewhere. You can do, you'll do. There we go. And we may as well, while we're here, think about repairing some of this force. None of them have lost too many men, but it's worth just getting them back up to full for the morale's sake. This army obviously needs to continue the movement. The frustrating bit is obviously that there is no easy path to get to this capital here. So obviously we need to try and maybe upgrade the roads or something. We'll see. But once they've taken this, that second war is over, so we can concentrate fully on the northern front, and take out these guys. Oh, that's very frustrating. Look at the amount of men these fellows have. It's crazy. That's basically two full stacks to our one. So somehow we need to bring. I think what we should probably do is bring this army up. Although it'd be probably quicker to disband it and then recruit another full stack army in Richmond. So then we have another. So we have two full stacks as well. Yes. Although if I was going to do that, I'd probably bring up the second full stack and attack elsewhere, and leave one full stack to defend Richmond, and send the other army off to, I don't know, Far East, take Cheyenne and all these other nations, and then move east. We shall see. How's it going, Union? You okay? Oh, we are being attacked. How did this happen? I don't know how they quite got through my lines. That's interesting. They have 6 units of line militia, which are better than my militia, and I only have 3. Oh well, this shall be interesting. With a survivable army lose this battle, so that's yet more recruitment and yet more money. That's incredibly frustrating, I have to admit. Okay, so we've got our 3 armies. We've got 3 armies and a low stone wall and a bunch of buildings which we could fall back into, although none of them are actually big enough to take a full unit of mine. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to put my army in a nice line, like so, and we're going to defend this side of that stone wall. So stone wall should start taking a lot of the damage. Right. Where are they? Oh goody. They put 2 on this side and 2 on this side. But they're marching forward in column, which is funny, which is cool. I like that. Look at them being very brave. That's cool. Yes. I think what we're going to have to do is actually shift this line. There's a wee bit more like that. And this line, so it's a wee bit more like... Oh, it's not going to work. That's going to be hard. There we go. Did it. Oh, there we go. In you pop. Right. Let's see what they form into. They're still going to come at me in columns. Because that would be interesting if they did. and would actually prove to very much be in my favour. I mean, there's still... Oh, this is looking pretty good. I wonder if their plan is just charge straight into me. Because my unit's obviously only going to fire at one of theirs. But if they're coming at me in a column... Oh no, they look like they're shimmying out into lines now, yep. But obviously this unit's immediately going to start taking quite a few casualties. And this unit's immediately going to start, so approaching up into the forest, and this is where the battle reel begins. Oh, and they formed on that wall, which I think is actually outflanked by mine. These men are probably going to have a hard time of it, I have to admit. This is interesting. See how this has ended up. They're all just kind of hiding behind walls. So my men are actually going to have a lot more... Wow, and they're on that side. This AI is impressive. So because I've got my men standing up, I'm actually going to have all my ranks firing. So I have a lot more rifles firing than they do at the moment. They're a very, very small amount of men is firing. So, in theory, I should be winning. Winning slightly, but this one's losing slightly. I think that's purely because they've got so many men attacking them on this side. What I think I might actually do is shift them over this way. Oh, sorry, I should run them like so. Run them like that. I should be able to then... I'll just do it over here. Where are you going? Come on, get the most of you over there. Then when you get there, let's shift you into that formation. There you go. Right, so this lot is doing very well. They've not lost a single man, but they will have killed quite a lot. Okay, so they're being brave and they're moving up in the forest. So they're moving up through the forest towards my shots. So this unit will be taking some damage. This unit is being charged as well, it looks like. So I'm actually going to take them off fire at will and then back on fire at will. Are you going to fire? Oh dear, have I just bugged them out? Fire at will, please. Okay, hopefully they'll fire at will again. This unit does look like it's about to just get completely and utterly destroyed. Come on. Fire now, please. Get one nice volley off for me. Come on, these guys, they're running away from you. There we go. There we go, across the whole line. That was brutal. That's what I want to see. Oh, hello. We've been routed in the center. Our main center line took a full-on charge and appeared to have been just destroyed. That's interesting. Okay, so that's them done. You lot, get in the house. You lot, hold them off. Oh dear, here comes a charge. Here we come. My guys are winning at the moment, but I don't think that'll last. I think these guys are actually going to be forced all the way back. Yeah, now they're winning, so completely outnumbered them. So this is yeah, that's going to be a brutal fight. And that's them retreated. This army here is strangely formed up inside the house, massively decreasing my ability to shoot. That's okay. I wish there was more enemies on this side of the line so these guys would fire. But because of the eye, they shouldn't really attack this lot unless they're accidentally attacking. They'll just probably try and charge into the building, like this lot appears to be doing. Or not. These guys in the window are just going to have some easy shots, aren't they? Oh! Oh dear. Oh dear. That was brutal. But the window shots should have easy pickings down into the belly. So this line out here should start just... Are we being charged? I can't tell. This lot's still chasing those poor infantry units running away. Oh, I think... Is that someone kind of trying to charge in? No. Just a bit of a fight going on over here. Oh, are they gonna... Yes, because these guys are doing nothing. Oh, it looks like they are gonna they might be trying to charge inside. Oh wow, that's a difficult fight. So here they go, in they come, and the fight for the house proper begins. Obviously these guys will be dragged in as these guys start dying, so... Oh, this lot's going to start firing at these fellows along the wall. I'm not going to win this. I mean, it'd be interesting to see how many of the enemy I can kill. I mean, there must have been... bugger all down here. Plenty up here. Not much of mine died down there. Quite a lot of the enemy died over here, but so did I over here. I think I'll probably lose more than they will, being realistic. Yeah, I'll have lost more than they will. Oh well. And that's my men routing. There we go, close to defeat. That's me done. That's embarrassing. Apparently I'm not very good at the Civil War. So, I lost... Pretty much pulled my horse first, didn't I? There we go, we've lost Charleston. We need to gain that province as soon as we can. Just because we need the money and just everything about it we cannot allow it to happen. So, army destroyed, region lost, workers on riot. There you go with the Chronicle. Newport, unit recruited. Right. They have that army, they have that place. Right, well they need to immediately recruit a force with which to cope with them in these places, I think. Like so. I am rather worried about... Look at this. Look at how! How did they get armies this large? How are they affording it? They have literally about 6 full stacks, and I can manage 2.
Yes.
I'm not entirely sure this is going to be a very successful campaign.
Men, forward.
I have a feeling it's not going to work very well, and I'm going to lose quite horribly. So this campaign is going to be the slow defeat of the Confederates. Like, I suppose, like, at least it'll fulfill, like history would have been fulfilled anyway.
Sir.
Oh well. Not much is going on across here, apart from these armies coming in to sweep away my defences in these regions, which is worrisome. So, I don't know, how much is this army? They've completely regained their battle fervour, in which case we're sending them out. All the way out to here.
Ready and waiting for.
We should be able to stop any advance the enemies have. So at this point we probably should recruit another stack if we can. Hoping to deal with the enemies. We do need to get some trade going on though. Look at that. Wow. United States, 3,593 gold. If we can blockade that, we must be able to cripple a large proportion of their trade. Wow, there's so much money coming out of this port here. God only knows how much is going north. Right, in which case we need to think about some navies, but I don't think I can build any naval units. Don't think there are any naval units in the game at this point, so that's that. Right, well in which case we need to get some trade going on, but I have no idea who with. None of these folks want to trade. We cannot trade with anyone. Wonder why that is. Oh yes, because the only place we had to trade with, they now took Charleston. For some reason we can't use these ports. Although, yes we could. We could use them if we built them up. Never mind. That is it for this episode. This has been Peter. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies for the defeats, and hopefully the tides will turn at some point in the near future. For now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.